Alright, so I want to do a deck profile for Cyber Dragons, just an update. Since I've been changing the builds on this, I have multiple different builds. I want to use this as a reference just in case I change a little bit of it and then I want to go back. So I just wanted to kind of showcase Cyber Dragon related stuff like the field center, the token, and such. But mainly for the deck profile. So let's see. We have triple the Cyber Dragon, uh, triple core, and then triple hearse. One thing that's kind of different that I notice is that everybody either plays one or two Naxter. I like playing triple Naxter still. That's just because it's still a Cyber Dragon name. It's not really like a bad card to open up with just because you can search the original Cyber Dragon, discard it, special summon Naxter, special summon the original Cyber Dragon, and make Seeger. Um, or you don't have to use its effect to revive a machine monster, and then it's just an extender, so you can get into your Verti Anaconda. It's also a level 1, which is good for Relinquish Anima, which is kind of like another way to take your Jizukiru back, or if your opponent misplays like their monsters and then they put it like right on top of like the extra monster zone, you can easily just equip it to it, and then it's another a way of getting rid of their monster. So uh, and then the last Cyber Dragon monster would be Fear. It's just an extender. Um, I like it, and not at the same time. I like it because it's a different level, so it's good for cybernetic overflow. It has like that kind of boost attack, which is somewhat kind of annoying sometimes because the boost is 500. So if you actually normal summon either one of the babies and then special summon Fear, the babies are gonna be above 500, so you can't really machine dupe it anymore. So you really have to play Fear in a different way. You have to make like the Nova Infinity play or do something different to get rid of Fear, or use it just an extender right away for non Cyber Dragon, but it really fits well with the deck. Triple Galaxy Soldier. For the longest time, I was playing two Galaxy Soldier just because you can search it with Repair Plant. Uh, but the thing is that I'm trying to make it consistent. So even if you open up with just one Galaxy, open up with a Galaxy Soldier, you can just use the Repair Plant to search the hearse, so you can make the Nova Infinity play right away. So, uh, and it's also another monster that you can use to discard for Naxter. So it's not really dead or so. And then triple Jizukiru. So the Jizukiru, I really love playing three of them. There's even times where if I don't see it, uh, it kind of causes me the game. Uh, there's so many plays that I do with Jizukiru. You can give it to your opponent, contact fusion with it. You can give it to your opponent, search a second one, special summon to your side. It's a big body, so this with like limiter, you play a triple limiter, it's almost game. It's the attack actually matters a whole lot as well because with relinquish anima, it takes the attack as well. So if you put the Jizukiru right on top of the extra monster zone, you can use that. So one Cyberstein, I've been checking this. It's just normal summon this, pay 5,000. If they didn't have any interruption or so, you can bring out what do you call this? Dragoon. So now you have an Omni Negate with a Dragoon, and that's your second summon. So you're protected from Nibiru. Um, there's a lot. Unfortunately, there's a lot of times where this becomes just kind of like a bait. Um, if they end up ashing this, or I mean, sorry, Veiler or Imperm, it's a hefty cost of 5,000, but it it actually it's kind of okay because you've baited out their interruption, and then you can keep going with your normal plays. And then the bricks, it's a high risk, high reward kind of um, cards, because the dragoon package is really really good, but it really sucks to draw into these vanilla monsters. They're not even light, so I can discard it for Galaxy Soldier, and if we discard it for Naxter, you can't really use Red Ice Fusion anymore. For the spell, we have Cyber Emergencies, standard, double Repair Plant. That's pretty standard. There's times where I cut the Repair Plant to 1, but I'm a lot more comfortable playing 2, and then just cutting the 1 during sighting. So, Rev System and Overload Fusion. It's a good cards to good cards to search with core still. I've seen people cut the Cyberload Fusion, but I play triple Overload Fusion because I prefer to do the OTK build. So Cyberload Fusion, there's times where it's actually super helpful. There's even times where I will activate this during opponent's turn to bring back the resources, and then summon Rampage, and then pop their back rows. So it's acting kind of like a Twin Twister MST kind of thing. Extenders, Monster Reborn, and Foolish Burial, really just good one-ofs, staple. Triple Machine Dupe. This one's, I mean, if it resolves, it's good. If it's not, you still have like other plays. So good cards, good cards. Triple Limiter Removal. There's just, I personally just love this card. So there's other plays where you can contact fusion even with one monster. If you clear, if that's like one monster that they have like an Omni Negate, you can get rid of it with Jisukuru. Contact fusion with it. Double limiter, it's like 8,000 for Chimeratech Fortress. Then triple Overload Fusion. Making Rampage. Rampage is probably like one of the best fusion monsters. I really love it because you can use its effect on the very first turn as just a resource. At the same time, it's the best monsters to summon during like second turn for OTK. Rampage with one limiter's game. Rampage with Seeger is pretty much game. There's just so many combos. I know a lot of like Cyber Dragon players are playing only like one Overload Fusion, but I feel like Rampage is too good of a card like as a resource as well, because you can summon. You can try and like extend 2 Cyber Dragon monsters, make Seeger or Anaconda, use the Overload Fusion in your hand, and then send the Hers and Core, and then Hers will add Core to your hand again. So it's trying to like manage your resources. Again, brick-ish kinda. This one's not too bad. If you open up Red Ice Fusion later on in the game, like let's say turn 2, turn 3, and you've kind of established your board, and you somehow like manage to survive, or you didn't have the OTK later on, you top deck Red Ice Fusion, that kind of just seals the game. So what actually another thing that I've been kind of doing with this is that with Dragoon is that I would give them a Jizukuru, summon Dragoon, pop the Jizukuru for 3,300 burn, and there's times where I can give them another Jizukuru just for the giving them a higher attack, even though like the other monster doesn't have anything else to negate you with, just to give them bigger monster to pop it again, and then they burn for another 3,300 attack. So yeah. And then for the traps is the Overflow and triple Imperm. So triple Imperm's always good. I really like the card. The Cybernetic Overflow, there's times where I want to side it out. There's times where I want to keep it. It's more like the grindy games. But right now there's a lot of cards that cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it's not as helpful. So that's the main deck. Extra deck I think is still kind of like the same for the most part. Almirage for the normal summons, Anima for the level 1s. I played double Verde Anaconda just because everybody either negates this right away or gets rid of it. And it's the Verde Anaconda is not only for dragoons, it's for rampage as well, and also for my side. So basically, just for Anaconda, we have the Cyberload Fusion, we have Overload Fusion, we have Red Ice Fusion, and there's even Super Polymerization. So as just like a side card, so that it's super helpful. I kind of found it. I find myself kind of like looking for another Link monster, which is Verde, like another Verde Anaconda, to be able to do some of the other plays. Seeger, just one is fine. You have ways to bring it back, which is Naxter, Nova, Infinity, um, and then you could bring this back with Cyber Rev System as well. So those are the Link monsters. For Exceed, we have the Double Nova, Double Infinity. This ratio hasn't really changed much. It's kind of been the same the last couple of times. Even I thought about bumping up Nova to 3, just because of the Invoke Dogmatica package. Everyone sent, like, they wanted to send 2 extra deck monsters, so you can send Nova and something else, and then Nova will trigger. But hasn't really come up that much, so I think I'm gonna just keep it the way it is for now. Durandal's a little bit tricky for me. I'm testing it because I play Drolls on the side. I've been really wanting to try and do this whole basically handless combo, where if your opponent searches, you can activate Durandal's effect to shuffle back and redraw, but at the same time you activate draw in the same chain. So if they put back the cards and then draw is in effect, they actually won't draw any cards. So they'll basically start with 0 hand cards. So Durandal is also actually good with the overflow. So if you have the overflow set, and then they activate it, it has another effect that their card effect becomes MST. So they'll destroy this. You can chain this, banish your Cyber Dragons and destroy cards, and then on the resolution with Durandal, it'll destroy this still. So you still get a search for a Cybernetic Spell and Trap. The Dragoon, because it's really good, high risk, high reward, like I said. Double Rampage. There's actually one point that I'm playing 3 of them. I'm not 100% sure if I want to go back to the third one because the extra deck is really tight. So far 2 is okay. The games nowadays don't even really last more than 4 or 5 turns. So if I needed the third one, I'm basically just far behind the game. And then the 2 contact fusion, which is the Mega Fleet and the Fortress. So that's pretty much it. And then the side's kind of iffy because like it always changes. The last couple of tournaments, this is the main thing that I've been kind of changing. Red Reboot, because it's a really great card. There's still like random decks that have like back row or so. The triple draw for the Durandal, and a lot of decks nowadays searches anyways. The Cyber L Tannin is one of the newer kind of add. I played this way back, but I've been trying to figure out like ways to like clear the board, because even though you have the dragoons, the core to search out your repair plant, and repair plant searches out your Jizukiro, there's so many omni negates that you can't even get to it at that point. So this can either be like a bait out. It's still light monster. This is an easier search because there's times where you already have core in hand, but you have the Cyber Emergency. Cyber Emergency can search this guy. So you can go normal summon core, add emergencies, and then you can special summon this guy. So it's an easier, and it's kind of like more like the surprise factor. The Mind Control is a really good card. It's either going to be like a bait out for their Omni Negate, or you can grab their monster and then make Verde Anaconda. Harpy's Feather Duster for like back row. Triple Dark Ruler no more. I'm so 50-50 on this card. I really really love the fact that it just negates all monster your opponent control. I don't like the fact that you can't do damage that turn, because that's the idea of the deck is just to OTK. But I noticed that I can't even OTK. I can't perform the OTK even though I have a good hand to do so, just because they have the Omni negates. So if I can Dark Ruler no more, clear their board, set up like a couple negates. Uh, by that time, they've already used up their resources, so I should be able to perform the OTK next turn. And then another is like Super Poly, and then the targets for them. Dragon's Stapel is really good. It just requires like a Dark Monster and a Fusion Monster. So worst case scenario, I can use my Rampage as another material just to get rid of their fusion, which is Dragoons. Or the two, I can just use the Starving Venom if they have like two darks. But I do have Rampage as well, which is a dark. So it just kind of depends on the situation. But Super Paul is a really good card as of right now. There's a lot of dark monsters. So I think I'm going to keep this package with the Dark Ruler no more and the Cyber Iltanins. So it's more of like a monster board wipe. But yeah, that's the update on the Cyber Dragon with featuring Dragoon. Uh, like I said, if I'm gonna keep updating this, I'll do another deck profile. But so far, I'm gonna test this. If you guys have any uh, comments or recommendation, feel free to let me know.